Hello guys, so we'll move on to the next part of mensuration and 3D geometry. We'll be taking regular polygons, and now instead of extending them or basically stretching them by a distance of h, okay, we'll place j zameen pe on the ground, okay, and we'll make all the vertices intersect at a common point. So I'll demonstrate, okay, you can see on the screen right now, okay, I've taken a regular hexagon, उसको मैंने ऐसा रखा हुआ है, okay, and I'm making all the endpoints or the vertices, okay, intersect at a common point, okay. So we are generating a 3D object like this. Okay, same way you can take a pentagon. Okay, join all the endpoints. Okay, उसको ऐसा रखा है हमने. Okay, and for this pentagon now I'll be joining all the vertices. Okay, at a common point at the top. Okay, same way you can do it for a square also. Okay, take the square. Okay, make all the vertices. Okay, meet at a common point. Upar. Okay, so what we are doing in this case is we are generating an object called as a pyramid. Okay, so pyramid basically is nothing but an object that has a regular polygon base, and the regular polygon ka vertices are basically extended or they're meeting at a common point at the top. Okay, upar jaake. Okay, that's how we generate pyramids. Okay, some common examples of pyramids I have shown here. Okay, a typical pyramid, a blue colored tent house shown here. Okay, then the Egyptian pyramids, and then towards the right we have a methane molecule. So there are some things we need to understand for the pyramid. Okay, starting with the height. Okay, you can see the point. Okay, from which the pyramid starts. Okay, the topmost point. उससे हमने क्या किया है, हमने नीचे एक perpendicular drop किया है. Okay, this point is the height, and जिस particular area पे वो perpendicular drop किया गया, it is the base area, right? So guys, यहाँ पे the volume of the pyramid is given by 1/3 into area of base into the height. Okay, कुछ rocket science नहीं है इसके derivation में. You can consider a cube basically, or you can consider a square shaped a square prism basically. एंड उसके हम 6 टुकड़े कर सकते हैं. ओके, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पिरामिड्स, टॉप डाउन, ओके, फ्रंट बैक एंड देन राइट एंड लेफ्ट. ओके, 6 होंगे. 6 into that gives you the complete cuboid का वॉल्यूम. ओके, एंड सॉल्व करके हमें बेसिकली पिरामिड का वॉल्यूम मिलता है. ओके, यू कैन फाइंड द डेरिवेशन online. If not, you can request us. We'll do the same in the bonus videos. Okay, so let's go on to the next part, guys. The next important part is to find out the surface area. Okay, surface area find करने के लिए guys हमने एक चीज ऑब्जर्व किया है, that I'm dropping a perpendicular over here, right? You can see a perpendicular, okay, on any particular side of the polygon. Okay, so ये एक side हो गया, okay, ये भी एक side हो गया, ये भी एक side हो गया, ये भी एक side हो गया, right? Out of any of these 4 sides, what you will do is you will drop a perpendicular from the vertex. Okay, now guys, when you're dropping a perpendicular over here, okay, we call it as a slant height, and उसकी लेंथ हम सपोज assume करते हैं इक्वल टू s. Okay, अब आप एक ट्रायंगल देख रहे होंगे guys. Okay, this triangle has height s and base a, तो एरिया क्या हो जाएगा, half into s into a, right? So there are exactly 4 such triangles, right? एक इधर है because it's a square base वाला pyramid. Okay, एक ट्रायंगल यहाँ पे है, एक उसके ऑपोजिट में होगा, एक ये सामने फ्रंट वाला होगा, और एक इसके पीछे होगा, right? Okay, so what is the total area of 4 such triangles? 4 into half into a into s, right? Okay, but if you observe carefully guys, अगर हम 4a को एक साथ ले लें, अगर हमने इस पर्टिकुलर पिरामिड के एक नीचे वाले फेस का वैल्यू a अज्यूम कर लिया है, right? Then what is 4a? 4a is nothing but the perimeter, right? So the areas of all 4 triangles combined is half into perimeter into slant height, and नीचे base area तो है ही है अपने पास, right? So always remember, for a pyramid the surface area is the area of the base, जो नीचे का base area है, plus half into perimeter into slant height. It's as simple as that. A square pyramid has a base 30 centimeters and height 20 centimeters. Find its volume. Okay, you can directly apply the formula 1/3 area of base into the height. यहाँ पे area of base क्या हो जाएगा guys? It's a square pyramid, so the area of the base will be side का square, 30 square, right? So 1/3 into area of base into height will be this. Okay, when you solve this, you get 1/3 into 900 into 20. Okay, 3 cancel, you will have 300 times 20, that is 6000 centimeter cube. That's the volume of the pyramid. Let's go on further, guys. A square pyramid has a base 30 centimeters and height 20 centimeters. If there is a hollow pyramid shape inside with base 15 and height 9, find the volume of the remaining part without this hollow chamber. Okay, तो हमें बेसिकली करना क्या पड़ेगा गाइस, हमें इस छोटे वाले जो पिरामिड है इसका वॉल्यूम फाइंड करना पड़ेगा, एंड फ्रॉम द बिगर पिरामिड, ओके, जिसका हमने वॉल्यूम ऑलरेडी फाइंड किया है, उसके वॉल्यूम में से हम इसको सबट्रैक्ट कर देंगे, राइट? Okay, so volume for the smaller pyramid cavity will be how much, guys? By the formula 1/3 of area of base, right? That is 15 square. Okay, and the height is 9, so 1/3 into 15 square into 9. Okay, this comes out to be 675. Okay, पूरे बड़े वाले का कितना है वॉल्यूम? 6000. From the subtract 625, you get the answer 5325 centimeters cube. That is the volume of the required pyramid shape. Okay, when you remove that particular smaller pyramid. Okay, cone. Okay, अब instead of taking a circle and pulling out by distance h, जिससे हमें cylinder generate किया था guys. Okay, what we'll do is we'll take a circle and we'll make all the points on the circles converge at a common point at the top. Okay, then we're generating a cone, something like this. Okay, so this is what we call as a cone here. Okay, so there are a few things we need to understand about the cone, guys. For the cone, the three main parts are the radius, which I've shown over here. जो भी ये सर्कल होगा जो हमने रेफरेंस लिया है उसके पॉइंट्स को ज्वाइन किया है ऊपर, उस सर्कल का रेडियस ये जो भी होगा, दिस रेडियस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, r. Okay, then the distance of the vertex, okay, distance of the vertex from the circle, okay, perpendicular distance, okay, it's called as the height or the altitude, जिसको हम h से denote करते हैं. And if you observe, there is a right angle triangle being formed. Okay, एक side is r and दूसरा perpendicular side is h. So by Pythagoras theorem, you can say the slant height L square is equal to h square plus r square. So guys, ये होता है अपना slant height. Okay, when you apply Pythagoras theorem to this particular right angle triangle, you get slant height as square root of height square plus radius square. Okay, so you can also remember there is something called as a semi vertical angle. Okay, ये पूरा जो एंगल है गाइस ऊपर, इसको बोलते हैं वर्टिकल एंगल, उसका आधा क्या हो जाएगा, सेमी. So semi vertical angle in this case. Okay, semi vertical angle का significance क्या है, we'll see in some time when we solve a few questions. Okay, so for the cone guys, you have the flat surface area. नीचे अगर आप देख रहे होंगे, we have a circle, right? इस सर्कल का एरिया ही अपना फ्लैट सर्फेस एरिया, which is pi r square. Okay, the curved surface area is pi r into the slant height, pi r l, and the total surface area will be pi r into r plus l. Okay, इसका derivation is actually beyond the scope right now. इसके लिए भी आप process called as integration. Okay, let's go on to the next part guys. इसका एक volume का फंडा है, volume is 1/3 pi r square h. So always remember guys, if you have a cylinder and a cone with the same radius and same height, the volume of the cone is 1/3 of that of the cylinder. Okay, अब guys एक चीज अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं यहाँ पे. सपोज यू हैव अ कोन, ओके, एंड व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज आई एम टेकिंग दिस कोन एट अ हाइट h एंड रेडियस r. इसी कोन को हम लोग एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन पे कट करते हैं. ओके, सो ये आपने शायद 11 12 में पढ़ा होगा कोनिक सेक्शंस में. ओके, व्हेन यू कट अ कोन एग्जैक्टली पैरेलल टू इट्स कर्व्ड सरफेस, okay, flat surface, sorry, when you're cutting it parallel to the base here, okay, you're generating a smaller cone, right? And the section that is generated is a circle. Okay, थोड़ा slant cut करेंगे तो ellipse बनेगा, base से cut करेंगे parabola, okay, side से सब पूरा cut करेंगे तो hyperbola. Okay, you can study all that. But right now my concern is इस particular cone को हम लोग basically एक कहीं भी बीच से जगह से cut करते हैं, ठीक है? So if you observe carefully guys, whatever section that will be formed, okay, उसका भी कुछ radius होगा. Okay, that will also be a smaller cone, उसका भी radius होगा r, and उसकी height होगी small h. Okay, now look at the angle. Okay, this angle we saw was the semi vertical angle, right? Theta in this case, right? If you observe carefully guys, you can write the formula for tan theta for the bigger triangle here. Okay, this big triangle, okay, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, you can write the formula for tan theta. Tan theta will be opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Same way for the bigger triangle, it will be opposite side capital R divided by bigger height capital H. Okay, same tan theta as I told you for the smaller triangle also, small r divided by small h. Okay, just equate these two, and then guys we apply alternando. Okay, alternando means we basically exchange or interchange any two values, right? So we interchange this r small, we interchange this small h, and we interchange this capital R. So we'll be getting r by capital R is h by capital H. We call this ratio as, let's say, equal to k, suppose. Okay, now why I'm doing all this is I'll just tell you in a few moments. So what we'll do is we'll write the equation of volume for the smaller cone. Okay, the radius is small r, the height is small h, the volume will be 1/3 pi r square h, right? And I denote this volume by Vs, right? And for the bigger cone, the radius is capital R and the height is capital H, so volume is 1/3 pi r square h, right? When we divide these two volumes guys, I'll have volume of the smaller cone upon volume of larger cone is 1/3 pi r square h upon 1/3 pi r capital R square into capital H. 1/3 pi कट जाएगा ऊपर नीचे, you will have r square into small h divided by capital R square into capital H, right? Now we know that r by r is equal to h by h is equal to k. So ये ratio क्या हो गया guys? K square हो गया. और ये ratio क्या हो गया? K हो गया, right? So what is the ratio of the volumes? K square into K, which is nothing but K cube, right? This tells us that guys, whenever we generate a cone, the ratio of the volume of the smaller cone and the bigger cone is cube of the ratio of the radii or cube of the ratio of their heights. Okay, a conical vessel having its vortex at the bottom is 36 centimeters high with a volume of 1728 liters. Find the volume of water in it if water is filled to a height of 12 centimeters. Okay. Now you can try this question out and then you can resume to see solution. All right, guys. So now what people generally do is they just try to blindly solve the question. Volume दिया है 1728 and 1728 and volume का formula is 1/3 pi r square h. ओके तो यहाँ से पहले r निकालेंगे, कैंसिल आउट करेंगे, फिर r कैलकुलेट करेंगे, all that nonsense. Okay, we won't be doing all that because nothing of that is required as of now. Okay, so let's see how we solve this question. We have the conical vessel, okay, vertex at the bottom, okay, and complete height is 36. Now it is given that water is filled to a height of 12, right? 12 units, right? Okay, so now guys, if you observe the ratio of the volumes of this particular part and the entire cone, okay, इनका जो volume होगा, that ratio of volumes will be cube of the ratio of their heights. अभी हमने सीखा है, right? Now what is the ratio of their heights, guys? 12 divided by 36. उसका cube क्या हो जाएगा, guys? 1/3 का cube is 1/27. So ratio of the volumes is 1/27. But out of that, the ratio of the larger cones is 1728. तो हम यहाँ 1728 put कर देंगे and this is 12 का cube 1728, ये 3 का cube, so बचेगा क्या 4 का cube, cancel, okay, right? Answer is 64 liters. So for the smaller cone, the volume is 64 liters. The cone is turned upside down and water is filled to a height of 9 units. Okay, अब cone को हमने सीधा कर दिया है, right? Okay, so now the cone has been turned upside down, okay, and now the vertex is at the top. Okay, now water is filled to this much height. Okay, a problem ये है, guys, when we apply this concept, okay, we will be finding out the volume of this empty space. अगर हमने concept apply किया तो हम क्या करेंगे, पहले ये empty space का volume find करेंगे. कैसे? The overall height is 36. Okay, उसमें से height of water level is 9. So the remaining height is how much? 36 minus 9, which is 27 units. Now, for this empty space and the complete cone, the ratio of volumes is cube of the ratio of their heights, which is 27 divided by 36. Okay, दोनों में you can cancel out 9, so 3/4 हो जाएगा. Cube will be 27/64. So from here, volume of the bigger cone is given to you as 1728. Okay, it will be 67, 64 cancel out, 27 बचेगा. So volume of smaller cone is 27 times 27, 729. Okay, so that tells us that for this entire empty cone here, okay, the volume is nothing but 729 liters. Okay, अब हम क्या करेंगे for the volume of water? Okay, total volume of 1728 में से we'll subtract the volume of empty space. So from 1728 you subtract 729, you get 999 liters is the answer. Okay, the volume of water is 999 liters. Okay.